Hey, what would be your advice for someone who wants to get into media in terms of, do I go try to align myself with a major production? Do I, try to do this thing independently? What is your advice now, knowing what you know?
I would absolutely say to do it independent. Well, let me say this. It depends on what your goals are. If you just want to do a show that's fun and lighthearted and, the bag is super important to you, I would say, hey, go after a major production. But if your goal is ownership and control of your content, do it independent. And this is the reason why I have not done my show in a couple years, because after I seen how they were able to take out the parts that were important to me and only show the stuff that they really wanted, that they felt like would be messy or controversial, I didn't like that. And for the record, I was the last person to sign on with Cop Watch America because I didn't feel like we were getting our worth, and I knew, and I found out later we wasn't anyway. But I would definitely say go independent if you want to do something that has not been done before, and I'll tell you why. What I was told is, and I've spoken to some of the top producers in the game, if a production company is investing their resources, their equipment, their networks into you, why would they give you control of something that they have now invested more into it than you have? Versus, for instance, let's say Girl Stop Playing, right? Let's say you get up to 1 million subscribers and a network comes along. They're not going to want to change what you're doing because it's already been working. You already have a system and a process that works for you and works for your audience. So they know if they try to make too many changes, they could mess everything up and then it won't be as worthy as it was. So at that point, you are able to retain creative control, because you having creative control is what got you to that space in the first place. So you are at a way better negotiation stance versus saying, hey, can you give me $100,000 to put this together? All I have is my name and a couple followers, but I haven't built anything. They come along with Girl Stop Playing in a year or two from now, and they got to pay. But the thing is this is possible, y'all. Like, I think that people don't want to do the work.
Mm-hmm. They want it easy. I don't want to spend my money.
They don't want to spend their money. Mm-hmm. They want everything given to them, and they don't want to put in the work. When you look at, and I wish they were still on air, but when you look at, have you ever seen the show Desus and Mero? Mm-mm. Okay, so Desus and Mero started.
What is it? Say it again.
Desus and Mero.
Girl, what? Is this English? What are you saying?
Yeah, one guy's named Desus, the other guy's named Mero.
I'm like, I don't even know what those words mean. Okay, got you. I'm going to Google it.
So here's the thing. They started off, y'all, with some milk cratons in a goddamn garage. Just talking shit. They went on to be picked up by, first they were on Vice. They went on to get picked up and get a show on HBO. But they were able to keep their same format and just make it better because they built it on their own. I started off with 7 listeners. By the time I got to, tens of thousands of listens a week, if you came along, you knew you had to cut me a check. I got a 40-person street team. I got, 12 interns. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have already built this. Like I did, as the one that you were, I did my first live studio audience in 2014. And so if somebody had came along then, you got to pay me because I did all of this without
established.
You. Yeah, but if you're asking someone, basically, when you are trying to get a check for your show and you haven't did anything yet, you're asking them to fund your dream. You're asking them to fund your vision. So can you really be mad at them for making it the vision that they want when at this point
it's their vision?
They put in more money than you.
Circle back to Cat one more time, because one of the things that Cat said he was willing to put up his own money. He literally said, how can I expect you to invest in me if I don't even do that? And I think that is literally the only
blueprint.
That's the blueprint. That's the only way that's gonna work. I don't know the show you name, but I do know my girl Issa Rae, and I know that
I was
built
watching Awkward
the
Black Girl
system
way
on YouTube.
back in 2012. You know what
Listen.
I'm saying? And so that's why Issa is able to pop her shit and get out on TV and say, I'm voting for everybody black. Because she always told you she was unapologetically black. So you can't change that brand. And then the show that she had on HBO, Insecure, that was nothing but Awkward Black Girl on a larger platform. But they changed the name because you was going to have to pay her way more if you wanted to use that.
Listen, go.
Issa Rae really gave us
She gave us the blueprint.
People do not give Issa credit enough.